Hey, good morning. OGL 350, Diversity and Organizations. Welcome to Session B, Summer 21. My name is Michael Fair. I'll be your host. Um, it is June 29th, about 8:06 a.m. And I do these live recorded. I mean, I do them every semester for every class. But you got me a little bit off balance here. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Don't worry. Um, this is the first time I'm teaching this course. This is the first time I'm teaching an OGL. And you're probably going, dang it, man, what a ripoff. We got ripped off. We didn't get the. No, no, it's better. Trust me. Um, Again, my name is Michael Fair. I think you'll find me to be very accessible. My academic expertise is kind of all over the place, but it is late in life. I didn't get my undergrad until I was just a week before I turned 55. Been teaching for ASU 5 years. I got my master's in 2016. Been teaching at ASU since then. My degrees are in interdisciplinary studies, but my concentrations are in African American studies, human rights. Grad school is like ideology, video, art production. So I think you'll find my broad experience in terms of professor of practice to be quite qualifying for this class. In fact, I just was found out yesterday in the fall, they are also giving me social processes and organizations to teach, and as well as this one. And then next spring, I got another one. So I'm pretty excited. I love my interdisciplinary studies. Sadly, it's not being given the treatment I think it should be, but so be it. Okay, so as you can see, my taste is quite eclectic in the first place. Here's my uh, some things I'll have that aim that way, but I've got a very diverse background. As I said, I've worked in many different fields, many. I know everybody says that. A lot of people say that. I've got like 38 jobs on my list, different jobs, occupations from, starting out as a young man, doing everything from landscape to migrant farm work, tractor driving, restaurants, um, newspaper type things, into sales, shoe repair, middle management, uh, freelance, photographer, paid reporter, um, got into law enforcement, was the emergency response team leader in a correctional facility as a sergeant in Milwaukee County. Moved out here from Milwaukee to Phoenix in '96. Started working at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. That lasted 6 months. I'm not going to discuss it, but I worked at Tent City, the infamous Tent City Jail. I uh, I've done a lot. Had to learn a lot of life-saving techniques and developed a lot of my personal philosophy and ideology through those things. I don't push them on you, of course, but I do have experience in those areas. I have many students that either want to get into law enforcement or get into the arts or get into sales. I can relate to all of them. Okay, I've been a technology salesperson for 20 since '97. So that's 24 years coming up. I've had one of my accounts has been buying from me almost every day since 1997. It's the only account I have left because I've moved through the system. I used to be a senior account manager pulling in $3 to $5 million a year revenue. I went to a different company that was paying us more and took less clients, made twice as much money. And then finally, as I got through my undergrad and was going into my master's program, I was accepted to Howard University in Washington, D.C., to do a master's in African studies. And I pulled my young son out of school and went off. By the way, I've been a single parent for 16 years, raised two sons. My youngest son came with me. We had some issues. My oldest son was here going to ASU Cronkite journalism, so I ended up coming back uh, and did my master's at ASU on the West Campus in interdisciplinary studies, and I am pleased to have done that. I was named the Graduate of the Year for College of Letters and Sciences in 2013. I was the Academic of the Year in African American Studies at ASU in 2013. I've worked with in the refugee community extensively as a mentor, instructor, learner. I flew to Ghana and West Africa with Stevie Wonder for their in 2007 for their 50th Independence Day. Did freelance photography. I've been a paid artist. I was the featured artist at the 2010 and 2011 Phoenix Juneteenth Day, I believe, and that's been in the news lately. I have a let's see. So I worked with Bono's One.org when they were here for the 360 tour. I worked with Amnesty International and such, and so I've got a lot of experience in diverse environments that, as well as work and organizations, whatever that may be. We'll venture into that. So I think I'm confident. I'm not here afraid of the topic at all. I think I'm very mature on the topic. I think we all go through some growth in terms of how we've looked at things. I think there's a wide range of ages here. By the way, it looks like a great roster. I think I probably, maybe I'm assuming, but I think the OGL students are maybe more invested than my interdisciplinary students, only because interdisciplinary studies is not often sought out as a degree for a particular purpose. It's more or less like, might as well take interdisciplinary studies, you know. So, but OGL, it's kind of like you've got like your eyes on leadership and being someone who can help, you know, form these organizations in ways that will work better for all of us. In terms of IDS and OGL, I think they're very similar in terms of being very conceptual degrees. You're not going into architecture here and learning how to build things and the details and that. You're not going into engineering and such. You're looking at very conceptual interdisciplinary studies. It's very hard to grasp that for students, and I think I really endeavor to try to make them be better at the end of the day. At OGL, my goal is going to be similar. I want you to be a better consumer of knowledge. I want you to be able to apply that knowledge and that critical thinking in ways that may not be readily apparent at present or by others. Okay. And again, like I said, we all go through growth. I mean, I went to Ghana and West Africa and I toured the country and I took many photos and I sold them as an artist. I did a lot of work on them and painting and photography, and I did my own printing and developing, and I sold them and art shows and things. And I'm very proud of that, that my writing and my photography have been appreciated enough to pay me for it. It's not why I did it, but it's great to have that feeling. But I do notice on a lot of my images, and I have a website, it's kind of my legacy site. It's just old. I think I might have linked it, but I look at those pictures, images now, and sometimes I cringe, to be honest. I cringe because even though it was only 14 years ago, for some of you that may be half a life, for me that's a blip, right? I look at them, I say, what was I doing when I was taking those photos? Was I perpetuating stereotypes about Africa? Okay. And later on, of course, being an African studies student, and I can name you all 54 odd names of the countries where they are. There's some disputed territories, of course, but as a student of that, I know my way around. And yet I came back, and what was I doing? Was I just showing stereotypes? Was I adding to anyone's knowledge? Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. Okay. As a artist, then, as featured artist at Juneteenth Day, in fact, after I'd started going back to school in 2010 and 2011, I think this was, I did a huge installation piece on, I called it Emancipation. I had Emancipation 1, Emancipation 3 that I got from the Cape Coast, imagery from Cape Coast Castle, slave fort in Cape Coast, Ghana. And I combined them in an interdisciplinary way, my art with new discoveries that have been made through our history in terms of slave ships, transatlantic slave, and things like that were very important to me as I was learning through my experience at ASU, and put those together. And it was a great feeling to have people just at the fair come in, look at the images, but also looking at data that we found. You know, scholarly type things that were important, and connecting those things. I felt it was a very rewarding way um, to express my own interdisciplinary art and things like that. So, I'm only going to do one of these a week. For my interdisciplinary class, I do two a week, and I do 5 points each for two a week. I'm not sure I want to burden you with two a week because I never taught it, so I'm not going to have a lot to say probably. Actually, I always have a lot to say, but there's things that you might want to hear. Um, but these videos, they allow me to connect to you, albeit one way. You're free to set up calls, Zoom, whatever, always available to chat. I'm going through this course with you. I've been looking at it for months. I cut a lot out of it. I got to admit, I took a lot out because of a lot about what I talked about before about evolving. I think this course was put together. It was really good in 2010, 2011. But I cut a lot of old stuff out. I cut things out that were very cringeworthy. I cut things out that were just like for fun. I just think that, yes, you can have fun, but, I don't want to burden you. I don't want you to just be so intimidated by what you're seeing going, my God, and you come out of the course, then you're like, I didn't get anything out of this except like I just finished a marathon. I want you to have something, you know, when you get out of this class. So we're trimming it down to the important stuff. Now, having said that, there's no textbook, of course. It's a lot of linked stuff, a lot of linked attachments. I've gone through to make sure everything worked, but again, I'm not perfect. So there were a lot of stuff that didn't work, and I cleaned house, trust me. Aesthetically, I think it's much more pleasing of a course to deal with. And we'll get into some of the details as papers come up. Um, the syllabus, check it out. It's been a living document, and I've been changing it, moving it. I streamlined the course so much. Uh, we're going to do Easter eggs. This is how you get your points for viewing this. I'm going to say something like this. Easter egg number 1, no late quizzes will be accepted. No late quizzes will be accepted. That's Easter egg number 1. You write that down because I'm going to give you 3 of them and you can email them to me and then I'm going to give you the points. That proves that you watched the video, right? Cool. Okay, so um, the schedule, it's kind of interesting. Module 1, I'm taking it Wednesday the 30th to Tuesday the 6th. Some of that has to do with the holiday, but most of it has to do with the amount of work that you've got to do in this class. I don't want to scare you, but there's a lot of reading and there's a lot of viewing audio visual. Now, the audio visual things that you're going to find, this is I'm not going to say the worst module, but this is the module that has the most of them. This is Dr. Emily, don't get old, no, get old, but it's, do I have her here somewhere? She is she designed the course a while back, excellent course. Dr. Mertz, Emily Mertz, and great job. Like I said, just some of the things were outdated. So I tried to get rid of some things. Even 2010 now is outdated, especially when it comes to this topic. Okay, we've come a long way. We're coming a long way fast, right? Because, back in my day, I hate to say that, but just think I grew up in the 60s and then the 70s, So I went through all this garbage time where we really had to, foundational time too, where just the whole women, minorities, things, certain things had to be foundationally established. Now we're moving into the 2000s and even the 2010s being introduced to things. And you can look at it based on even media and television shows. Some television shows and some of the things they say, you never get away with that now because it was offensive, period. Okay? We've come a long way. We're moving fast. All right. So, anyways, module 1 is 7 days. Then module 2, I'm only giving you 5 days. That way we get aligned up with modules ending on Sunday. I prefer that. It gives you the weekend. I don't want you to push things back too far. Due dates are staggered. Why? Because like George Carlin said, Mother Nature gave us time to prevent everything from happening at once. So I want you to know there's a chronological order to do the work and not just have it all slammed at you at once on Sunday. Don't procrastinate. It's probably going to be really important to get through this. I'm going to keep reviewing things as we go along. Try to get in ahead of you guys and you gals just to make sure everything's working and make sure I comprehend what's going on here. Again, there are five, I think there are five audio-visual videos in the module one, and they're not, I mean, they can be difficult to stay with and listen to. So I think you might want to, if you want to bite them off a little at a time, great. Want to do them all at once, great. Uh, the quiz is best taken after the audio visuals. I mean, almost every module has them, but there's not as many as this. So why do I keep clicking on the wrong thing? Audio video presentations. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first one. I can't change these because the quizzes and stuff are based on, and there's good stuff in here, obviously, really good stuff. Definition of culture, importance of culture, views of culture, culture value models, second one. Very important concepts, ideas, get you foundationally ready for a course like this and to take on your own challenges with diversity in organizations, okay? I'm running at 16 minutes. It's not bad, really. The course, yeah, so then we go, like I said, module one, 7 days, module two, 5 days. Then we go 7, 7, 7, and 6. Last module, 6 days. But if the grades are due later, I might let it go 7 days. I might be able to do that. Keep everything Monday to Sunday, Monday to Sunday. Point-wise, looks like 170 points module 1, 180 points module 2 with a shorter one. I'll make sure I review that. 160 module 3, 160 module 4, 180, and 180 in modules 5 and 6. Total I have added up here is 1,040 points. And that's obviously a benefit to you. Those 40 points are basically extra credit because this is based on points, not percentage. So if you get to 900 points, you get an A. If you get to 800 points, you get a B, and you get 700 points, you get a C. Okay, it's not based on percentage because I think that's about 88%, 87% even to get an A, and et cetera, et cetera. So keep an eye on your points. I'll have it set up as percentage for a while, then I'll change it to points towards the end so you get an idea where you're at. If there's any issues, discrepancies, pushback, questions, comments, contact your instructor. That's me. Easter egg number 2 is contact your instructor. I want you to remember that. It's important because I don't want you to hesitate. In fact, I'm probably the fastest instructor in the country at ASU. I respond to emails almost quicker than anybody and such. Although I'm flying out on Sunday to Milwaukee, my hometown, do some golfing, relax a little bit for a couple weeks, get out of this damn heat. So I'll be giving the 2 videos from up there, answer questions, but Sunday I'll be on travel all day. Also, when I get back, I hate to say this because I hate to do it, but I'm doing it. When I get back on the 17th, and on the 19th, I go in for an angioplasty and a stent in my heart. Not thrilled about that. Hopefully, everything goes smooth. It was supposed to be done last week, and they didn't submit it to the insurance in time, so they had to postpone it, which really sucks. I'm walking around here with a 70 to 99% blocked clogged artery. So stop stressing me out. No, I'm just kidding. All right, England, Germany at 9 o'clock out here. All right, so module 1 content, you got readings. I trimmed them way down. Trust me, it was hard to look at. I trimmed them down what I thought. Now, granted, it's tough. One of them's 22 pages, one's 4 pages. Then you got to choose one. Don't throw the 22-page one away too quick. Look at what it is. There's a lot of charts in there. It might work for you depending on what your goals and objectives are in this class as well as your career and life. The audio lectures, I talked about those. Give them a listen. Hopefully, you'll be able to focus, take notes. It's hard on these things. I admit it. Even the people listening to this right now, they're going about doing their dishes, changing the laundry around, do whatever. You're going to miss something. I get it. It's life, right? Do your best. Then there's a discussion, the quiz, and the paper. Now, again, I'm gonna leave the door open for me to tweak the course as we go along. If I do, it will always be to your benefit as far as how I see it. It will never be to add on work. It will never be to move deadlines closer. It'll always be to make this course more doable, more enriching for you. I expect academic rigor to be demonstrated. I know you'll do that. Um, but for example, I may decide to do 2 videos, a module, and let you have 5 points for each one. But to do that, that doubles the points for videos, gives you like 30 more points. I might get rid of something. I might get rid of something that, you know, keeps it at level. I don't want to go too far over 1040 points. That's just giving you things, right? You want to earn it. You don't want it free. Trust me, you just don't. Okay. So I think that should do it. Just keep it under 21 minutes here, maybe. Again, great to meet you, even one way. Like I said, happy to take set up calls from anybody, Zooms, anybody. It's great. It's great to experience organizational leadership. I really appreciate it as a field, and I wish you all the best. Let's go with Easter egg number 3, which is obvious. Forks up. Okay, peace.